We're two sisters in fiber coming to you from the Jocelyn Den again, because Diana has family obligations tomorrow. So we are recording on Saturday, November the something.
24th.
I don't keep track of.
I'm very aware of the dates this weekend because it's Black Friday and I work in e-commerce.
Yeah, that's true. You do work in e-commerce. Me, not so much.
Yeah.
Drooling over a game I would love to buy but cannot afford to get.
Oh no, what
Even
game?
though it's on sale.
What's the game?
Deadfire 2 Pillars of Eternity. I want the Super Deluxe Everything Edition, which is normally like $86. It's currently $51 right now.
Alright. Okay. I will write this down so I can link to it. It is called what?
Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
Pillars
It's a second in a series that came out in May this year.
Eternity.
It's been on my wish list since before you've been able to buy it. That is how much I want this game. Because you can be a pirate and run a ship and save the world from a returned god. And there's magic and swashbuckling and weapons and big things and oh wait, right, and the people who voiced the Critical Role characters of Vox Machina also have voice sets and pictures on it.
Okay.
And now you know why I want it.
I want it too now.
It's $51 till the end of the weekend on Steam. You're welcome.
I don't have time for games.
I don't have time for human fall flat. Still happens. And I am exceptionally good at making my human fall flat.
Perfect. Then you're doing it right.
I am, in my mind I am. I don't know if I actually am or not, but it brings me great delight and joy to make that little ragdoll thing just not obey the laws of physics and then take up Pitfall.
Shall we introduce ourselves?
Sure, my name's Jocelyn,
I'm Diana.
and technically we're a knitting podcast, though I will always derail us. So grab a cup of tea, cup of joe, milk, water.
Grab a beverage, it's gonna be a while.
It always is. We do eventually end up talking about knitting, and I mean, I don't overshare quite as much as Jody from the Grocery Girls does. She quite overshared in the last episode. Don't get me wrong. I find it delightful, and keep on doing it. Like, just yes. Buckets of yes. I have no issues with this whatsoever. And it does definitely derail the start of things. And I suppose because neither of us have kids, we don't really talk about kids either. We just sort of talk about the stuff that we do, which is our hobby, and in my case, video games right now.
Our hobbies and our sub-hobbies and our sub-sub-hobbies.
All the hobbies.
Many hobbies.
So many hobbies.
And I gush about my workplace.
Well, yes, because A, you do have a very cool work environment and a very cool job, and B, oh my god, you drank the company Kool-Aid!
Heck yeah.
I can't get over how you didn't even drink it, you just dove right in!
Okay, you know what?
And I can't blame you, because it's a really good company that you work for. It just still, at the back of my brain, I'm just like, wow, brown noser. Don't change. It's a good company. I can't help it. I really can't. Oh, gosh.
Alright.
It's a mean thing to say.
So dragging us back to topic.
Yeah.
This week we are going to cover, if I face the camera while I talk,
Sure.
What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Yarn on the Go, So Little Time. We actually have that segment this week.
Jeez. Feeling the
exciting.
judgment. Feeling the judgment, people.
No, I'm just excited that we have a segment that we haven't had in a while.
It's true.
We also have some wool gathering and events, as per usual. So, let us start with What's in Our Cup. What are you drinking this week?
I am drinking some Twinings Moroccan mint tea because when you came over and we decided what we were doing, I was in a mint mood.
I thought you said it was from Stash.
Is it Stash? It is Stash.
That's what you told me earlier, that's what I wrote down.
No, it's Stash. You're right. I'm wrong. It's because it's right on top of my Twinings bedtime one that I drink all the time. Sometimes I confuse the two. But no, it's the Stash one. It's the Moroccan mint Stash tea.
Cool.
Guys, I have a lot of tea from a lot of different places.
In my fancy travel mug from an undergraduate programming competition from a couple of years back, I have some coffee that I made at about 9 o'clock this morning, and it's still warm.
So it's a good one.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So this is a pretty solid swag. So I'm drinking some mixtape blend from the local Dogwood coffee roasters.
Yes.
Dogwood? Just Dogwood?
I think it's just Dogwood or Dogwood Roasters.
Something like that.
One of the two.
Anyway, they're downtown in the Exchange. They share space with Fourth.
They're good coffee roasters.
This is the very last cup of my favorite coffee.
And you're gonna have to go buy more.
I'm gonna have to go buy more. I also have a secondary beverage. Because, my coffee's almost done. So I have some uncaffeinated, I think, Just Beat It from David's Tea in the There Is Always Time for Tea mug, which I enjoy quite a lot and steal frequently when I'm over.
Yeah, why not? It's a good mug.
And this tea, I can tilt it exactly that much, but it's really red. It's like purple. It's like
got beets in it.
It's like the same shade of my glass as purple.
It's a really pretty color. Is it a good tea is the real question.
It's very sweet.
Okay.
Not like, oh my god, this is so sweet, but like...
It would make a good iced tea.
It would make a fantastic iced tea. It's just naturally very sweet. I have added 0 sugar to this, and it's very sweet.
I have that iced tea tumbler. Might have to make some iced tea in the refrigerator.
Highly recommend. This would be a good tea for it.
Excellent.
I kind of like this better than the coffee I'm just drinking now. I might have been derailed.
That's fine. Yeah, outside of my holiday mugs, There's Always Time for Tea and the Cozy Up Knits, like the Knit City mug that I got, those are the 4 mugs I use the most. They
like my
rarely
Knit City
make it back into the cupboard.
Yeah. I always end up using... What do I need?
I'm over at your place, it's the Naked Dinosaur mug.
Yes, you always take the dinosaur mug. What mug have I been using this week? Oh, I've just been putting everything in my new David's Tea tumbler. That's why I couldn't remember what mug I've been using. So I haven't been using a mug.
Because it's new.
Yeah.
I do that too.
It also keeps my tea hot for hours, so I can make it first thing when I get up in the morning and I have time, and then when I'm rushing out the door, I have tea all ready to go. And then I, have tea for my commute to work. 40 minutes on the bus.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't know what to tell you. You chose your commute.
I did. So, moving along. Cool threads. What cool threads have you been wearing this week?
In tangent to last week, still not well, guys. Testing takes time. I've had some friends message me before 5. Do you know what's up yet? No, I did the blood work on Monday. I won't hear back till earliest middle of next week. It takes time for them to run the tests, and they did not. The vampires, which is what I call the blood clinic people, are very efficient at taking it and running away with it, and they come back with results, but it's never as fast as I want because it's not the next day. So the receptionist at my doctor, Dr. S, said she'd give me a call and will sneak me in as soon as the results come back in. So I have no idea what's wrong yet. And if we're really, really lucky, it's something small and easily fixed.
Well, let us hope it is something small and easily fixed.
Until then, I now manage 8 hours a day conscious, but then I sleep for 12 to 14.
Oof, that's rough.
And that's it. It's a hard line, and I gotta go to sleep. And when I'm up, I'm still in a lot of pain, but that could just be the anxiety because I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
That sucks, but perfectly understandable.
It's your first time with the podcast? I'm short an ovary. It causes complications.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We really couldn't keep it.
It's causing fewer complications by its absence than by its presence.
Yes, it's true. It really is. So it's totally fine. I'm aware of where it comes from, but we need to tweak something in my diet and in my vitamins and stuff again to make me the healthiest me I can be.
Sounds like a plan.
What in the world? Socks! What are you doing? Okay. As far as that goes, because I was doing testing, I was wearing my Freya shawl while I was out this week doing testing and then getting groceries, which is all I did this week. As far as outdoor activities, because I've been very tired and people have made me very wary this week. It didn't help that everybody at the freaking lab were grouchy. Not the lab people. The lab people were delightful. They've always been delightful. The people waiting in line were grouchy. I'm just like, you know what? We all have to be here. We all kind of feel crappy. Why are you making this worse? Why are you making this worse?
Because I'm in a bad mood and everybody else has to be in a bad mood too.
Just, really? They're all grown-ups. They're all older than me grown-ups. Get with the program, people.
They're just not feeling the holiday spirit.
I don't care what time of year it is. There's no reason to make something that's already tough worse. Why? It's so counterintuitive. She says as a morning person who is now watching someone convert into being a morning person and sighing in dramatic fashion and rolling eyeballs and walking out of rooms going, I can't even with you right now.
Which is exactly the reaction I'm looking for when I tell her these things. Like, did you know how many hours there are in the morning when you get up at 6:30? There's a lot of hours in the morning. Yeah. And she rolls her eyes and leaves the room, and that's precisely what I'm going for.
It's a constant argument I have with people who insist that sleeping in is a better way of existence, and then they move over to a not sleeping in way of existence, and they're always so stunned at how much stuff they get done in a week. Like, you're der.
Yeah. It's,
And it's not easy, because some people are truly night people.
oh, I am very much a night person, but I realize that the productive hours of the day are the morning and afternoon ones, and not the evening ones or the night ones, and yeah.
So it's hard, because
I
left to my own devices, my cycle runs a little bit later, and I would get up a little later on my own in the morning. But I know the early morning routine is better. So it's the one I try to stick to. When I'm not out cold, because I don't know what's wrong with my body. And my cat sits on my head till I wake up to feed her breakfast. By
Of course.
suffocating me to death with her head. Her body all up in my face.
Oh yeah, doing a cat thing. We were talking about cool threads.
We were. I talked about the one cool thread I wore this week. Oh, I wore your mittens too, because it was nice and cool, because it's like, what, minus... Now it's a damp cold.
Yeah,
So
it's
it gets
like
into your bones,
-5,
but it's only -5 Celsius. And then it was like -1 on Thursday, one above
yeah,
on
like
Thursday.
the snow is melting.
Ugh, it's so tragic.
It's weird. Like I know
Not terribly abnormal for this time of year, but
I'm quite certain I remember trick-or-treating in a full snowsuit with lots of snow
every once
that
in a while,
didn't
yes.
melt.
Every once in a while, but it's not the most common.
Well, it's certainly not anymore anyway.
Hello, global warming, climate problems.
Yeah.
We're all trying to kill ourselves as a species.
Yes, but when the winters are so nice and mild here, I'm finding it really hard to get on board with, yeah, we should fix the climate.
Move to a warmer climate.
I know. Anyway, cool threads. This week, I have been wearing all of the usual suspects, so
you're
I'm really only going to
Lindsay
talk
Slouch.
about the one that I'm wearing right now, which is the Lindsay Slouch.
I like
Which
that
is
slouch.
a lacy crochet cardigan. Wow, cardigan on the brain. No, it's a hat. It's a hat. This is obviously a hat.
Oh my gosh.
But it's got a little tie top, so in theory it could be like a cowl if you wanted it to be. I've never once worn it as a
looks
cowl.
so good as a hat. Like, why would you wear it as a cowl?
I don't know, but I like it as a hat.
Okay.
So that's my main thing. Otherwise, all the
For the
usual
record,
suspects.
I heard you tap your head when you put your hat on?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't looking right at you, so I don't see anything, so I just hear what you're doing beside me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sticking it down to my head.
Sure. It's the sound of your hand hitting your head that I heard.
Is that a weird sound? Do I sound strange?
No, it always boggles my mind how much sound my ears pick up now. Frightening.
So that brings us to Woolly Workings.
It does. Hey, whoa, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa. I only have 3 projects to your 2. That's like
Oh.
on par for us.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy. Because I'm at an end of a row. Let's start with my socks.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm still working on my October socks. Don't.
No
mind
judgment. So am I.
So these are my Knock Your Witchy Socks Off socks. They are a ginger snap that colorway with contrast toes, which I haven't finished my foot yet. My foot is about the length of my hand after my toes are done. So I'm not too far. I've got some fingers left to go, but I'm past the bulk part of it. So hopefully I get there soon. And I've done about, what, an inch and a half this week?
Yeah.
I really only work on it when I'm podcasting or if I'm out getting testing done, so. It lives and travels in my Erin Lane bag. You can see all caked up here. I do 2 at a time. This is a white base with purple and green and orangey flecks in it because Halloween, though my mind immediately jumped to Hocus Pocus colors.
Yeah.
And I happen to love Halloween. And it has a Halloween stitch marker on it, which I will not take off because it says Happy Halloween and it's got little witch feet sticking out the bottom.
They're really cute.
I love Halloween so much. But I have been working on those.
Excellent.
Your turn.
I have also been working on my October socks. In fact, I've been working on them right now, and I paused in between 2 socks, where I'm also doing them 2 at a time. So this is the Dingledop colorway, which is a white base with purple and pink and blue and green speckles. And I'm doing them with a contrast toe and heel in Raisin the Bar, which is this glowing royal purple color. And I put a fancy stitch pattern on the top, which is some ribbing with some skip stitches, SKYP, which creates a faux cable effect, which is looking so good with this yarn. So I Skip stitch is slip one, knit one, yarn over, pass slip stitch over. So SKYP. Yeah, and this is from Midnight Cravings, and as always lives in my Curse Your Sudden But Inevitable Betrayal bag from Dragon Fiber Bags, which is a local bag maker.
Mm-hmm.
She makes fantastic stuff. Love it. Yeah, I haven't done, obviously, a huge amount of progress since last week, but, you know, progress is progress.
Progress is progress. I think it all counts.
Which side of this was I? Oh, I was on the back side. There we go. The front side I have to, like, think about, and then the back side goes whoosh, and then I'm like, wait, did I just finish the back side? Because, of course, you don't put the pattern on the bottom of the foot. Because you wouldn't want to walk on that pattern. That would feel weird.
It would be uncomfortable after a while.
So I actually am surprised every time I get back around to the front of the sock. Go. Hey, look, I just knit like half the side of a sock and I didn't even notice.
I have another square completed for the 12 blocks Xmas blanket that I knit along, mystery knit along that I'm participating in. I am now 4 blocks behind. I got one done. This is the one I had to tink back. I ripped it out, guys. And did it again. I still can't see the pattern for the life of me. I know it's there because I did it, but I can't see it. And I was started in on this one, and then I had to go be the peacemaker. I forgot what row I'm on. So before I go any further, I'm doing this all out of scrap yarn that I have floating around my house. So a lot of it's Bernat Premium, some of it's Estelle worsted, but they're in green, red, and gray colorways because it's an Xmas blanket. Though I'm going to make more than the 12 squares because I don't want a baby blanket size blanket. I wouldn't know what to do with that. So I'm working on square number 4, which is a diamond pattern, which looks really cool.
Wait, let's see the front side of that. Ooh, I like that a lot.
But it's an 8 pattern repeat. I'm just not 100% sure which row I'm on because again I went 4 stitches in. I did 1 stitch and then realized I wasn't sure what row I was on. So I did 3 stitches in, which is knit 3, the start of each of them. At the start of each and end of every row is knit 3. It's great.
Nice little garter border.
That's a nice little garter border, and you do 3 rows of garter to start and 3 rows of garter to end for a nice little box all the way around. But I know Red is coming over tonight because we have knit club tonight here. So I'm going to ask her to confirm with me which row I'm on, so that I can continue making this one. I like this one. I'll make more of this one, and this one will go on the final blanket because I can see the pattern even in the darker color.
It looks really
Whereas
good.
I think block 3, which would just be a nice block, I probably won't do anything with because I can't see the pattern. So because again, I'm making more than just the 12 blocks. I'm going to make repeats of the blocks so that I can make a larger blanket.
This is the front side?
I think so. It's really hard to see in that darker color.
It is, actually.
So I don't know. I might try it again in a lighter color and see if it's just a color contrast thing, and then I need the lighter color to really be able to see it.
I'm not sure I can see much of what's going on here. It's a weird,
and you can imagine
sort of color. Anyway, there's some stuff going on in this block that you can sort of see it slightly better on camera. Actually, there's a bit more contrast.
That one's called window drop? Question mark?
I can see that.
No, it's window drops question mark. It's the name of the.
Oh really?
Yeah, window drops question mark.
Question mark. Okay. Well, all right then.
The knit along is being run by Loops and Threads. Loops and Threads. No, by Ula Lana Designs. She's Pearls and Knits is her blog. You can find it actually through my Ravelry project page because I finally updated that bad boy, so it's going in there. So you can go in and see the blogs for free and look at the patterns. She's done great work. She's written the patterns out several different ways, so it's easier to learn. Awesome. But it's all knits and pearls. There's nothing else to it. It's quite delightful.
That sounds like a really nice, easy knit.
Oh, it's beautiful. I've got 4 squares to knit this week, but that's because I fell behind and nobody's fault but my own on that one.
Alright, time for my last thing?
Yeah.
Okay. It's, oh gosh, what? I just sort of jammed it in here because I was working on it earlier today. Okay, where are we?
I don't know, where are you?
Okay, so this is my exploration station, which, if we were recording tomorrow, would be done.
I know, isn't that the worst?
If this was tomorrow, it would be done. You can see I've done, look at all this progress. Look at all this progress I made since last week. Look at that progress. I am done the last section. I just need to bind off.
I know. I know.
If we were recording tomorrow, this would be done.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be first I-cord bind off, hey?
Yeah. I would be doing the bind off right now, but I've never done an I-cord bind off, and I didn't want to do a new thing and record a podcast at the same time. That just seemed too complicated.
I think it's very fair that you don't want to do that at the same time.
But we have Knit Club later, and
We
so
do.
this is going to get finished tonight at Knit Club, most likely. Depending on how long an I-cord bind off takes. About 3 times as long as a regular row, right? That's my guesstimation.
So go ahead and start it, and then you just tell me how long it feels like it takes.
Yeah, so by that estimation, it'll take between 60 and 90 minutes for the bind off, as opposed to like 15 to 20 minutes for a row. It's gonna take longer than that, isn't it? Okay, bad estimation.
It's your first time? Like, once you've done it a couple of times, sure, I can do an I-cord bind off at 600 some odd stitches in about 90 to 120 minutes.
Okay.
But I've done I-cord bind-offs, bind-ons, trends. Like, I love I-cord. I work in it a lot. So I'm quite comfortable with the I-cord. I can do I-cord bind-off without looking at it. Like,
Alright.
I think your first time out, you're going to be longer than 90 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will let you know how long that took next week. I will get a good chunk of it done at Knit Club tonight.
Oh, yeah. That I, like, and you might honestly get it done. It just depends on how quickly you get into the rhythm of it.
It doesn't seem overly complicated. I just didn't
not.
want to tackle a new thing while recording.
Yeah, no, it's not hard
Okay,
at all.
this doesn't even want to all fit on the screen. Here we go. I'm just going to awkwardly hold this in
Like,
front
my
of my head.
exploration station didn't fit
Yeah.
on the screen when it was finished either. No, it's fine if you hold things.
Okay, so we
Nobody
have
wants
yarn
to
from all
see
across
my
the prairies. This is the Exploration Station by Stephen West. The gold and the grey are naturally dyed with marigold and copper, respectively, from Toggenfell, who's south of the city somewhere. The white with purple speckle is Weekend Thoughts from Cog Yarns in Saskatchewan, and the dark green is Unseelie from Cloud9 Fiberworks, who's a local dyer in the city. And I like all of this so much, and I'm so excited for it to be done, and I'm really, really not excited about all of these ends, and I might just pull a Stephen West and call them tassels and be done with it.
It'll bug you.
Yeah, it will.
I'm telling you right now, it'll bug you.
I
know you well enough,
know.
it'll bug you.
I know.
On the bright side, if you get your bind-up done before Knit Club's finished, you can just start weaving in your ends.
This is also true. And if I get tired of doing the bind-off, I can pause and just start weaving in my ends.
Uh-huh. Or
'Cause-
work on your socks. I mean,
Or
you
work
got
on my
options.
socks. Yeah, I got options.
You're good.
I mean, I got all my ends on the Rivers wrap woven in Knit Club,
That's true.
and it was entirely pleasant because there was pleasant conversation while I was doing it.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of the thing. It's just to have something that makes weaving in not the that some people can make it into. I mean, it is a bit of a
These-
process.
Is it gonna focus?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. These are cute little tea saucer
stitch
stitch
markers.
markers from.
You don't know where.
Nope, I don't. I got them at the Manitoba Fiber Festival, and they had some kind of cute name, and I don't remember. The card's at home. I'll link it in the show notes. So this was part of a set of 4 little tea set stitch markers, so I just took the saucers out to be my little stitch markers on this project.
Dude, that was 2 days of not a lot of sleep and a lot of running around for me.
Yeah, it was.
I don't really remember much of the Manitoba Fiber Festival. A lot of it was a big old blur.
There were alpacas and...
There was lots of cute things.
Yep.
Lots
Cute
of good
furry
people.
things.
Lots of fun stuff. Spent money. Want to go again.
Solid 5 out of 5. Would go again.
Oh yeah, we will. Alright. Oh, goodness gracious. You come here. And you come here.
Oh, a thing I forgot to mention about my socks. Somebody had been asking on Instagram what the pattern was, and I have now put the written pattern on my project page, so I will have that linked in the show notes, northernknitspodcast.com, or yeah, in the description box below. There we go.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with
That
that
was
thought.
where you were going with that thought?
Yeah. So it's really, really easy. So I've got that written out on my project page now. So there,
Woo.
I did it.
Whew. Someone who wants to make those socks. I am very excited. Okay. Yes, I've made massive amounts of progress.
Is it done yet? Is
No,
it done yet?
it's not done yet.
It's not done yet.
I had to redo some measurements and double check for pockets.
Okay. Oh, but it has sleeves now. At least one sleeve?
We have 2 sleeves!
2 sleeves! Ooh,
This is my
a whole lot of
stripy
sleeve.
cardigan that
Looks
I'm
so good.
doing off of another block. It's a crochet pattern So you can see the sleeve dramatically decreases really quickly because I need the space in the shoulders, but I prefer a fitted sleeve. So that was a alteration I made.
So good.
Yeah, I'm so happy with how it's
Love
turning
the
out.
gradient and the stripes.
I know it's working out so well.
So good.
I have now gone. I'm at the point where I've added pockets. So I am below my natural waistline and I'm closing in on my butt. So I have a hole for pockets, as you can see.
Very nice.
So I'm going to finish this beige section, which I'm doing out of the Aran tweed, and then the black to pink stripe section is a scarfy electric pink. The
Black.
ball bands are under the thingy.
Okay.
I know for sure that the light color beige is an Aran tweed because it is my favorite color in the Bernat Premium Tweed collection.
Yep.
So
The black and the hot pink is in
Yes.
fact called black/hot pink.
oh, good. Well, you know, it is black/hot pink. It's working out wonderfully for the stripes. It's going to be my Christmas sweater. I still have to do a shallow collar because it is a cardigan. But yeah, they're long rows because I'm literally crocheting across the bottom.
Yeah,
and
that's a
adding
long
one.
row.
It's a long row, and I've been doing that since my underarms when I connected. So once I'm done and my pocket's deep enough, and I just made it big enough to stick my hand in for a cell phone because that's really what you carry in a cardigan pocket is a cell phone. Well,
Pretty much,
that's
yeah.
what I carry in a cardigan pocket.
Yep.
So once it's deep enough, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to crochet up and pick up stitches along the side and make it a pocket, and then crochet it and close this gap up a little and crochet it to the black in the previous section so that I have a fully enclosed pocket
Nice.
without adding too much weight, because if I did a full crocheted pocket, that's 3 layers and that might be too thick. So I'm gonna just do it as one layer. So I'm gonna crochet up or down and connect it to the actual outside of the that way I can throw it in the washer and dry, and the pockets don't take forever to dry. But I am making this longer than the waist length because I want it to be hip length, and I want to put on a belt. So I've still got at least 2 stripes to go, if not more.
So many stripes.
Yeah, it's a fair number of stripes, but I'm a very tall woman, so I can carry it off. And then
Looks so
shawl
good.
collar is the last big bulky one because it's going to take next to no time to knit a belt length and then crochet a belt length and crochet some belt loops and secure it to the project,
Yeah.
and then I'm done. And because it's all out of wonderful acrylic, I can wash and dry this sucker like crazy. I am doing it all on a 5mm hook.
Feeling so inspired to crochet a cardigan.
It comes together so quickly, and they're all nice boxy designs, which are really just what you wear when you run out the door to run errands and be comfy in. So I'm like, perfect. It's exactly what I want. In fact, I might just continue working on rows now because it's bugging me that I'm not done yet.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So that's my last one. It is called the Stripey Cardigan. I have updated the project pages so you can go find it. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, so I've thoroughly enjoyed it and heavily modified it. I have been haphazardly for the moment making notes on the project page. I will tidy up those notes when I'm done. I'm just sort of writing things down as I get to them so I don't forget them.
Makes sense.
And then I'm going from there. So.
Suck.
But that's it. This thing is really taken over, and oh my gosh. Top down. Do your sleeves after you've connected your shoulder split. Just do them. This would be like doing the sleeves later, because that'd be the stage I'm at now if I hadn't done the sleeves this week. Would be this huge mammoth thing that I have to rotate around as I'm working on my sleeve. It'd be such a bulky, hot mess. I'm like, nope. Best decision I ever made. Top down. As soon as I'm able to secure my sleeve on the top and bottom, I'm doing my sleeves. Such a smart move.
Excellent.
But that's it for me for Woolly Workings. It's the last thing I've been working on.
Gonna have a finished sweater next week?
No, I'm hoping so. I was hoping for this week, but I'm still not feeling well enough to really power through things yet.
Fair enough. Okay. That brings us to Yarn on the Go. Kind of talked about it already.
I already did, yeah. I went to the doctor's office. This is not a shock.
Followers of our Instagram feed probably noted several of my knits featuring in pictures of the Black Friday shenanigans going on at work, wherein there was wine and chocolate and more fancy drinks. Yesterday I had an espresso martini. Yeah, literally yesterday afternoon I spent an hour watching Black Mirror in a breakout room drinking an espresso martini and knitting socks. Because everybody was just absolutely fried with the amount of support tickets that we've had this week. For background, I work in e-commerce, so this Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal, this is like the big time. This is the busiest time of year for us. So we've been working up to this since May, and the last 2 weeks have been crazy, and this week the devs got pulled off. I'm a developer. I don't normally do support tickets. The developers, all like 60 or 70 of us, were pulled off of our normal development work to help the support team do support tickets. It's crazy. So they know that it's crazy, and the culture team, because we have a culture team, plans all sorts of fun, crazy stuff, and there were drinks and games and all kinds of madness. It's been an interesting week. I'm looking forward to a calm, normal week next week. It's gonna be good. But yeah, there was knitting.
I worked high-end retail for a decade plus in a mall.
This is the first time that I have cared about Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
It was never really, but I was the busiest I have ever been in my life was Boxing Day sales in Alberta on the same week as a pay week for the guys at the Reg when he worked in men's clothing. The mall assigned me 2 security guards to stand at my door. We were at max capacity for a 10-hour day, and I was manager. I didn't leave the floor for 15 and a half hours.
Wow.
I cabbed home that day. I didn't walk home from work because I was tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the longest, hardest, not the longest, that's the busiest people day I've ever done. I've also done a 20-hour shift packing up and flipping over from Halloween to Christmas at San Francisco. Which is a version of Spencer's.
Sounds horrible.
You had a 1-day turnaround. Well, I was also what they called a C volume store. So that was my format, which was not very big, doing a double A volume store volume, which is 3 times higher than my store size technically allowed for.
Cool.
So, another really busy store.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Holidays. They're busy.
Yeah.
That was a long day. I don't want to do that again. I think I dreamed about costumes chasing me in my sleep for weeks. Just empty costumes and costume bags coming at me.
That's, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still love Halloween. And I still really enjoy and love Christmas. So if a decade plus in a mall can't cure you of it, nothing can.
That is a deep-seated love.
Yep. I could
Crazy.
do without the Alvin and the Chipmunks album every year my mom makes me play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My mom likes that one. So.
I'm really glad nobody in my family likes that one. I found out that my favorite Christmas album, actually nobody else in my family likes, and I didn't know that until last Christmas. They never told me.
What album is that?
We used to have it on a cassette, and we'd play it every year while decorating the tree. I think they just turned it on because it was like, it's actually a kid's album, but we have played it every year while decorating the tree for my entire life. For
Okay.
my entire life that I consciously remember.
Sure. That still doesn't tell me the name of the album.
That's as I'm saying words while I try to think of the name of the album.
I've always enjoyed the Bare Naked Ladies Christmas album. It's a band. It's a band of men. There's no naked ladies about it.
Something...
But it's a very enjoyable album. Though I did also tell you about the Pentatonic? No.
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics. They
Yeah.
have Christmas albums.
Plural.
Plural. And I didn't know that, and
Can't remember.
I love acapella, and they're a very good acapella group. So I went and I found them and immediately added them to my Christmas list with my other super cheesy and then jazzy Christmas music. Because The Bubble does a very good Christmas album. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm talking about Michael Bublé. I call him The Bubble.
Okay.
He does amazing jazzy Christmas music.
Yes, he does. Sharon Lois and Brom
Yes.
had a Christmas album, something... Oh, apparently they're a Canadian music group founded in Toronto in 1978.
Yes, they are just retiring this next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway, they had some
Well,
Christmas
Sharon
album.
and Brom, because Lois passed away a few years ago.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, they had at least one Christmas album that I have been
Do the
listening
people-
to.
that sing
Every
Twiddly
year.
Dinkly Me Dinky
Skin-
Doo. There we go.
Skinnamarink
That's
Dinky
it.
Dink.
That's the song.
Yeah.
They're those people.
Yes.
I grew up listening to them.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's my favorite Christmas album, and I found out that nobody else actually appreciates it. They kind of thought I'd give it up once, I became an
Nope.
adult. And,
Apparently not.
no, this is a critical piece of my Christmas now. When the tape died a few years ago, I was really sad, and so they bought it for me on CD. So I now have it on CD.
I'm sure your husband's going to thank them for that investment at some point.
I can just listen to it in my headphones, not while decorating the tree. It's fine. I can listen to it on my own. It's just not Christmas until that album comes out.
I don't know. I've had rotating and changing Christmas traditions my entire life, so I don't really tie to any one specific thing.
There's just a few things that make it Christmas. And that album, and you gotta decorate a tree, even if it's a tiny little 2-foot tall tree, and you have to listen to that Christmas album, and there has to be shortbread, like my grandmother's shortbread recipe. There has to be that specific kind of shortbread.
Nope.
And there has to be my grandfather's sausage stuffing.
Nope. None. There are no key trigger markers for me.
That is Christmas for me. It is not Christmas if any of those things are missing.
Once Western University, I listened to Christmas music for 4.5 months.
Yes, well, you're crazy.
We were studying the history of Christmas.
You're still
It
crazy.
seemed appropriate.
You're still crazy.
I talked to Christmas for 4.5 months and then celebrated Christmas? Probably. I was a little Christmased out at the end of that. That's a lot of Christmas even for me. But
4 months of Christmas? Yeah,
it's a
I
lot of
bet.
Christmas. No, not really. Like, they're all things that happen that we do, but I think maybe Mom's Christmas treats? But that's really it. Like, the day, the time, what we're doing, what we're dressed up like, that's always been in flux. It's changed every decade or so. So, yeah, Mom's Christmas treats. That's about it. Which she says she's going to make this year because my great Aunt Geraldine's living with them now. And that is something that her and great Aunt Jerry can do. And I said, oh boy, those cherry surprises are going to pack a wallop. Mom usually soaks them in cherry brandy for, a couple of days.
Nice.
Jerry and Mom might forget about it for a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
They could be strong this year. It's not going to slow me down any, but it could be. It's the only time I like booze in my sugar. Only time I like booze in my sugar is the only type of boozy sugar I've run across that I've enjoyed is my mom's Christmas cherry surprises. And I had taken over making them because I eat them voraciously. But yeah, those peanut butter balls, strawberry balls. And I eat them, and I don't like strawberry, and I make a face the entire time I'm eating them, but it doesn't seem to stop me. Because it's essentially just sugar, right? So, like, I'm after the sugar because it got that tired in the middle of the day. But I mean, like, this year, my Uncle James is hosting dinner, and we're doing a potluck.
Nice.
We didn't do that last year. We did do it on Christmas Eve, because then we do smaller events with our individual immediate families. But Christmas Eve dinner is, like, Uncle Randy, who's not really an uncle, it's my Uncle James's best friend. My cousins Ian and Barb, my parents Ian and Barb, me, my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece, James, his family, Grandma and Grandpa, Amber's mom if she's up to coming into town. That's really about it. Yeah, we're down one this year because there's no Mr. B this year, so. And Ian hasn't been dating his new girlfriend long enough to make that leap.
Fair enough.
Though, if he does, and they're still dating next year, everything's going to change. Filipino. Her Christmas traditions are quite different from ours. And we don't want to interrupt
Right.
huge family traditions if we don't have to, so we'll just make adjustments.
Fair enough.
I think our Christmas tradition is adjustment.
It's a good tradition.
That's a tradition. We're always changing stuff.
I'm changing things by hosting this year, and it is a big deal.
Oh, jeez.
So I have to figure out how to get 12 people at my 8-person max dining table.
It's not going to work.
No, it's not. Some people are eating at TV trays, and I just need to figure out who.
Yep.
Because there's enough of us kids, here meaning under 40,
Uh-huh.
that, it would make sense for the kids to have the TV trays, but two of the kids are hosting and don't want to sit at TV trays. So I have to figure out who I'm making sit at the little tables.
Your brother and his boyfriend.
Probably. And somebody's gonna have to join them.
Yep. I don't know. After that, family members draw a short stick.
I think so.
Well, you've been around for like the New Year's Day surf and turf we've done every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everybody find a chair. Nobody
Yeah.
sits at the table because the table's covered in food because it's a surf and turf. So it's like from sea, from land. My mother has cooked it, and we eat it. And all of the counters in the kitchen are covered in food, and there's like 3 spots at the table, and that's where we stick the really blind people so we can watch them and help cut their food.
I figure I have
That's where they need to be.
I have 6 spots comfortably at the table, and I have 6 spots not at the table.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do it that way. And
No, that'd be a good way of doing it.
That would actually be okay, because
Yeah.
I want to get another set of those cube shelves from IKEA.
Yeah.
So that we have a place to put the food.
Uh-huh.
And,
You guys
yeah.
could use the extra storage.
yeah. So,
But yeah, no, I think 6 and 6 makes a great deal because then you could do like a generational divide.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. We can do that.
That's a much better plan.
Except the generational divide
It's
is
a
still,
rough-
like...
It's a rough generational divide. Because obviously little humans sit with their...
Oh, there are
big
no little humans. My brother is the littlest human,
well, then yeah, you're fine to just sort of call the divide somewhere.
and he's 22.
Yeah, just call the divide somewhere.
The under 60 table.
Sure. It's a generational divide.
Does that even help?
I don't know. I don't know your family's ages.
I don't know either, now that I think about it. I'll work it out.
Oh my
We'll
God.
work it out. Do you want to go?
We did.
That was very long.
Yes, it
Ooh,
was.
It's time for so little time.
Ooh, did you take a marker on your clock as to what time we need to do an extra break? Now she has.
Okay, so for so little time, this is my segment this time.
I've not been well enough to do anything.
I'm really excited that I'm finally doing some sewing stuff.
kind of really happy that some of the craft tables I was on wait lists for I didn't get because I've just been too unwell to finish stuff.
Oh, that sucks. But I'm so excited. I'm so
Yes,
excited.
yes.
I'm so excited.
Talk. I'm really
Okay.
excited for people to see this.
Okay.
And then
So,
we can throw it in
I'm
the
gonna
washing
start with-
machine for you. Oh, I've
Yeah.
got some fabric I need to wash too, so
Excellent.
we'll have a nice size load in there.
Okay, so like 2 years ago, we had gone fabric shopping, us two, and I bought stuff and patterns and things. And some of those things, I don't know what they were for anymore. Like I have some purple fabric, and I think it was for a costume of some sort, but I don't remember what now.
Oh, it'll just go in your stash and it'll be
Yep.
used for something.
Yeah, it's not quite enough to make a skirt out of, unfortunately. So
you
I
got it
evidently
for-
had some other plan for it.
I'm sure you did.
Sure I did.
And I'm sure you told me.
Probably.
I'm sure it was 2 years ago at the fabric store, which is kind of like
Probably.
getting me to pay attention at a yarn store, which is kind of like getting a child to pay attention at the amusement park.
Pretty much.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. All this to say, 2 years ago I bought this pattern for this cute little skirt. So
I
describing
forgot
this
which
skirt.
pattern you...
It is a
Oh, it's a McCall's.
McCall's pattern M7253, and
They're just some nice A-line skirts.
yeah, it's
Looks
nice
like you've got
pleated.
a pleat. Yeah, you're a basic A-line pleat skirt with a belt waistline top.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that'll look good.
yeah. So I got enough fabric to make the longest skirt in the biggest size because I am somewhere between an 18 and a 22.
We're going to check your waist measurements? I think we're going to double check your waist measurements, my dear.
Yeah.
We're going to redo that. Jocelyn's going to make sure our measurements are right.
Yeah.
Because your waistline is not a dress 22.
No, like,
On the bright side, you have leftover fabric. We might be able to get you
Yeah.
a knitting
Well, they
project
were-
bag.
so it's the Saturday after Black Friday. The fabric store is having a sale, of course.
All places are having
So I
sales
was
right
getting
now.
like 3 point something meters of fabric, and it was like buy 1 meter, get the second meter half off.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like,
Just get 4
buy
meters.
4 meters.
Yeah.
So, all this to say,
Worst case scenario, you have a project bag in that pattern fabric too.
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
And that's all straight lines.
Okay, so here's the fabric. It is red, and it has teacups. And also, if you get really up close, no, you totally can't see. If you get really up close, there's a really light leaf pattern with some swirly things on it.
For the record, don't get that close to Diana unless you bought her dinner.
Pretty much. But these teacups, there's teacups. I'm so excited, and it's red. So I have this idea that sometime in the next 3 weeks I can probably find time to make a skirt. Especially if I borrow Jocelyn's washing machine so that I can sew tomorrow morning. Because, so I live in an apartment building that has scheduled laundry times, and my next scheduled laundry time isn't until tomorrow night. So if I want to sew tomorrow during the day, I need to steal Jocelyn's washing machine today while I'm here.
Jocelyn should also take a look at those instructions to make sure that you're not cutting anything on the bias. Because if you are, she'll recommend cutting it out tonight, because it should hang for at least 12 hours in
That
case
is a
they're
very
shifting.
good point. I should take my pattern out and read it all after this.
Because it's, well, we call it a knitting club. It's a craft club. So
It is a craft
if
club.
you wanted to work on that while we were all here, none of us would be
Oh yeah,
against
no.
it. And I have this nice big long table we can clear up for you.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, we can make it work. We'll make it work. So you can sew tomorrow.
I'm so excited. Leading up to that, I was thinking perhaps I might do an...
Go ahead. You keep a serious face while I look at you through my pocket hole in my cardigan. You can't.
No.
I know you. With my one eyeball. One eyeball. I'm approximately 12.
Okay.
I was being too serious. I had to lighten the mood.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I might try to do an Instagram live tomorrow morning while I attempt some sewing.
Oh, I'll watch that.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if I can get a decent angle. We'll see.
I'll even do it on my own personal account so I can comment at you.
Oh dear.
Well, that, I don't think Instagram Live will let me be on Instagram Live.
Oh,
While
that's
you're on
true.
Instagram Live, I might
That's-
have to be on my
that's
personal account. Not
That's
the,
true.
Not the,
I'll give you a heads up so I don't accidentally like kick you off or something.
that would be wonderful, thank you.
So, and this fabric I do believe is washer dryer friendly.
I don't know, I didn't buy it.
I read the instructions and then promptly forgot whether I could throw it in the dryer. I know it said machine wash cool,
Okay,
and I can't remember if it said no tumble dry or tumble dry low.
okay.
It is cotton.
Then you're probably okay to tumble dry low,
Yeah.
because we're washing it and drying it before. If there is any shrinkage, it's going to happen before you cut the patterns, so.
Which is exactly what I'm thinking, because
Yes.
I'm not confident enough in my sewing abilities for it not to fall apart in the washing machine, so I'm never going to be, or fall apart in the dryer at least. I'm never...
Well, like, don't stick it back in the jar because you will get fading on your
Yeah,
pattern.
yeah.
But yeah, I think our first time out,
Yeah.
I'll be tumble drying it low with other 100% cotton, so we'll be okay.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. I'm gonna have a skirt. I'm gonna have a skirt. And I learned about fusible interfacing. And
Yep. That's an important step.
and I got a zipper. It doesn't quite match, but it was like 20 cents, so it matches good enough.
Well, really, and where's your zipper going to be? In
At
your
the back, yeah. It matches the darker colored coffee cups pretty well, or teacups pretty well.
Okay, then you're okay.
Yeah, so.
The only way to really make it something that people don't see is the invisible zippers, and I hate those so much.
I don't have a hate or desire for any particular zipper. I just figured this one was good because it was like $5 for $1 and I didn't need 5, so I got one and it was like 20 cents.
Done.
And then I got some hooks and eyes in here and I realized I didn't have a stitch ripper and I got some matching thread. And I'm not sure if I actually have an empty bobbin at home, so that might be interesting. Because I know I had 2 bobbins and I also had white thread and black thread. And I haven't sewn anything with the black thread, so I don't think I put it on a bobbin, but I may have.
You're taking one of my spare bobbins home just in case you need a bobbin?
If that's an option.
I have like 24 bobbins.
If I may steal a bobbin from you, that would be really great.
Yes, you can.
I even remembered to get like a thimble in case I need to do some hand sewing.
What you'll probably find is you might want to whip stitch your bottom if you don't want to have the hem line at the bottom, because then you would fold it up, sew it, and then fold it again to your desired length, and then whip stitch it to your, which is a hand sewing technique,
Yeah.
which makes that invisible hem.
I've been watching a lot of Angela Clayton.
She's a very, very wonderful period dressmaker. She's
Yeah.
very good.
And
She does a lot of whip stitching.
She does a whole lot of like hand finishing, and I'm
Yes.
like, you're really good at this. I would stab myself. I'm gonna get a thimble.
Yes, well, everybody starts with a thimble. It's a thing. But yeah, no, she's a very good. Yeah, if you like the look of her finished items, then you will probably enjoy the whip stitch hemming and stuff. Which again just requires a bit more work, but if finishes off an item really nicely.
She does lots of
Having said that,
semi-historical
that free dress,
stuff.
that free dress I'm giving you, you have to whip stitch your own side seams down. I don't love you enough to do that because I didn't
fine.
initially make it for you.
It's fine.
It's 98% done.
Okay.
Practice your whip stitching on that.
Okay. Done. So that's my sewing. I'm gonna sew a thing. I'm gonna sew a thing that you probably will have already seen me attempt to do by the time this episode goes up. But I'm
Theoretically,
excited to sew a thing.
Wednesday, barring Gremlins in the machine catching me again.
Yeah.
You guys, I will inevitably find editing software that doesn't have issues with the fact that I can make technology go nope. And that is just the politest way for me to say it. Technology and me kind of go nope. Which is interesting considering I'm doing all the tech support for my Aunt Jerry's new iPhone via distance because they're in Saskatoon and I'm here.
Oof. That's
And
gotta
I
be
don't
challenging.
own an iPhone. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm explaining it to my mother who turns 60 this year and her 77-year-old aunt. Neither of who have any patience with technology or learning or people.
That's just a fantastic
Oh my
combination.
God. So I may be going out there after Christmas just to help get them all squared away. So I might be doing distance in the new year because I had to go to Saskatoon to rescue my poor dad,
That's fine.
who works like 10-hour days. He doesn't really want to come home and deal with tech problems in the evening. He wants
Yeah,
to come
no.
home and relax.
That makes a lot of sense.
Dad really works hard for his money. So I'm like, no, if you really need me to come, just pack me up at Christmas and take me with you when you go home. I'll just go with you guys. It's fine. There's a 12-year-old here. She can come stay downstairs in the basement and live with my cat. So my cat's good to go.
Excellent.
I just have to remember to buy her bribery stuff because when I come home, I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You went away and you didn't take her with you?
She would hate the 8-hour car ride.
Yeah,
she
she
would
would.
just hate it.
Yeah, she would.
And I don't think she would fly very well. She would be very upset at me. And then she'd take
Yeah.
medicine, she'd fall asleep, and then I'd be lectured when she woke up again. And because I am one of those paranoid cat moms, I'd pay for the extra seats. The damn sleeping cat could be beside me so I can watch her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm one of those humans.
Where do they actually put animals on flights? I've never really thought about it.
In with your luggage.
Isn't that cold?
Yeah, why do you think I'd keep my cat with me?
Oh my goodness.
She's also only got a soft-sided carrier. I can't put her in there.
Yeah, no
yeah,
kidding.
Yeah, so I end up paying for an extra flight seat to get her there because I would feel like the worst cat parent ever. She'd
Yeah.
still be out cold because I would insist on her having medication to pass the DF out because I wouldn't want to deal with her whining the whole flight because that would just upset people and me because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely feed her knock her out meds, which are hard on them. Like they really try not to because it is
Yeah.
hard on human bodies, never mind pet bodies.
Yeah.
For that, but I can't pack her up and take her to go to a house with 2 strange cats she doesn't know, and
Yeah, that would not go over
it's
well.
it's a lot of stress for her, so it's just easier if she hates me when I come home.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, and I know it. And Mr. Smokey would not appreciate sharing me with anybody. 'Cause he's always so excited when I'm there, because then he can just lie on me all day, because I work on crochet work. So he climbs underneath, like, if he was here, he'd be underneath the cardigan
Oh my.
to stay warm, sitting on my lap,
Oh
and he'd be out cold. He's like 12 years old, guys. All he does is get up, eat chicken, and go back to bed. Because he's like 4 teeth left in his mouth, and he takes anti-seizure medication, so everything tastes awful for him. And all he does is
Aw.
eat and nap now. He's so senior, he's super senior.
Poor kitty.
And gets in trouble because he lies down on Dad's keyboard when Dad's trying to type because the keyboard's warm. He's the one I make sweaters for. If you guys ever see a gray cat on the Instagram, that is Mr. Smokey.
Okay.
Mr. Smokey is very old, and he likes his pink sweater.
Good.
Mom says when I come out, she would like maybe make a couple more that fit him a little bit better. I was like, well, I'm running off measurements. Are they wrong? She's like, I think I may have measured something wrong. I'm like, okay. Well, we'll make it again for him. Well, he's right there, and I can just put it on him.
Yeah.
As we go, so I can make sure it fits right. But
And then you can just write it down and you can make all the sweaters.
and then I have his measurements for him. So his exact measurements, because I'll have it in inches as I'm making the pattern. He's so tiny. But yeah, he loves his pink one because it's long enough in the back that when he curls up to sleep, it actually covers him all the way from his butt, from his tail all the way up
Aw.
to his neck. So he's quite happy with that. So Mom's like, yeah, he looks at me when I take it off of him to wash it. All right, we have a winner. Done and done. I will make him some more of those. They don't take long. I crochet them, so it's like less than 4 hours
That's good.
for me to make this thing for him. And I do it out of bulky yarn, so it just goes so quick.
It is magical.
So nice. I say wait us again.
Yep. Wool gathering.
I don't have a ton, do I? No.
I just wanted to do one more update on
Oh, your journal.
Yeah. So I've been talking about the Habit Nest something or other morning journal, which builds the habit of waking up early in the morning. And I've now done 2 full weeks of it, and I am mostly happily waking up at 6:30 in the morning, even on the weekends. So that's pretty cool. There are so many hours in the day on the weekends. It's really fascinating.
I'm just gonna sit over here and do my crochet. Where do you think all of my knitting and crochet time comes from?
I understand now.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So that's cool, and the journal's working, so that's also
I'm glad
cool.
the journal's working, and I'm glad that you're starting to enjoy mornings. Mornings are a delightful time of day.
I'm not so keen on the up before the sun thing that is winter.
That's a hemisphere thing.
Yeah.
I'm not super keen on up before the sun in the winter.
Yeah.
But waking up at the same time the sun does in the summertime and having a full day,
yeah.
that is just
That's
so
going to be
nice.
glorious. I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be delightful. But yeah,
Waking up 2 hours before the sun in the winter just kind of sucks.
it's not the best. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not so bad. We have those full spectrum lights at work.
Okay.
There's a couple of them you can rent from the front desk if you want them. So if I'm feeling lousy, I steal a light and put it on my desk at work, and that's pretty good. So that helps, but it's still not as nice as waking up when there being sun.
I spent my childhood in Iqaluit, the capital city of Nunavut.
I-
I didn't understand that the sun didn't go away for 6 months of the year. I was confused because there was 2 hours of daylight or 2 hours of darkness at either end of the equinoxes because of where I lived. It was so high. So I did half of my life, conscious life, in the dark. Or in all sun. No dark time. So that might have made it why it's so easy for me to fall asleep in the middle of the day in a sun patch, because I just don't care.
Probably. It probably also helps with the getting up while it's still dark out.
Because I just don't care.
It just is. When the sun gets up at like noon, you just have to get on with your day.
And it's set by 2:30, and you're at school from 8:30 to 4.
You just gotta get up and deal with your day.
Yeah. Sometimes you see it at recess, sometimes you don't because it's too cold to go outside for recess. So it's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
That had just occurred to me.
Habit Nest. That is cool. That'll be
They're
linked in our
nice.
show notes.
There's a nice grouping of journals if you need help doing
They
stuff.
have other ones for eating better, exercising, meditating. Oh, meditating. I started adding meditating to my morning routine.
Your Headspace stuff?
Yeah, so I would also like to recommend the Headspace app. I got through the 10-day free trial, and I liked it enough that I subscribed.
Oh my.
So I'm gonna...
That's some serious enjoyment.
Yeah. So, it's alright. So, Headspace app and Habit Nest Journal. Good combination. It's really working for me. I'm gonna write down that I need to put that here.
I found a ridiculous fan service anime and I've been enjoying it very much so.
Oh, yes. What was it called?
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's definitely a Japanese name that I'm definitely not going to do right at all. Can we just link it in the show notes?
Is that the one that's on your computer right
Yes,
there?
it is.
Haganai?
Just,
Haganai.
yep.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Yep. I know. You must like fan service and over the top dumb. Like, if you don't watch it. If you don't.
If you're looking for something serious, this is not the thing for you.
It's not the one. I have recommendations for you. It's good. But if you want something that's a train wreck and you can't pull your eyes away from, and at the whole time you're laughing out loud going, oh my, they just said what now? Then this is for you.
Perfect. I'm probably going to start watching that in the next couple of days.
It's high school slice of life, high school hijinks, and fan service is the 2 categories that it fits into, which are just so much useless fluff. And I can't stop it. I can't stop watching. Guys, I've watched like 18 episodes in 2 days. I can't stop watching.
Oh my goodness.
I might turn back on the first episode and have Diana listen to it on the headphones because it's definitely not child appropriate. It's a fan. Anytime you hear the word fans, it's not child appropriate.
So not. No.
So not child appropriate. But so delightfully wrong in all the right ways. Don't at me. I am aware that I am a female, and I am aware that the fan service does a lot for objectifying women.
But it's so funny. It's just so over the top.
A, it's over the top, and B, I go, you know what, we objectify men, so really... And I'm super open with my objectification of men, so I generally don't get terribly offended when they objectify women.
It's so absurdly over the top. I
did
can't even get
did ask
offended.
for the mostly naked men in kilts for a Christmas calendar.
Guilty pleasures.
I did ask for that one for myself, just for you to have, so you can flip over the months for me next year. Just for you, my dear. My mom went, you want the what now? I'm like, well, no, technically Diana thinks I need it. She's like, only if Diana's flipping over the months. I'm like, I'm not going to, so yeah, it'll be Diana or Red flipping it over. Mom's like, okay, we'll put it on the list. If not, I might see if it's there if I don't get it for Christmas. Just buy it anyway.
We've had sexy orcs. Why not sexy humans?
I do have a sexy orc posing calendar.
Which I really appreciate.
The guys who did the, it's a web series. Hold on. Scour your brain, scour your brain, scour your brain, I don't remember.
Journey Quest?
Yes.
That was it?
Journey Quest.
Okay. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, they've done a lot of stuff. One of the Kickstarters they did, Mr. B got me a orcs, which is the guys who dress up and play act as orcs, posing as though they're the firefighters. So the guy, and it's not just that they did that to the months. Like, these guys named the months, gave them all holidays in each month, wrote out back lore for all of this. Like,
oh wow,
it is over the top.
That's too much thought for a calendar in all the best ways.
So over the top, and it's been delightful. I'm gonna return it to him at the end of the year because I don't keep those sorts of things, and he's a hoarder that way. So he's very much looking forward to the return of the calendar. I said there has been some damage because it has been used, but I want him to have the months and the lore and stuff. Which that, and I also want to go. So where's February?
What?
Because the pose in February is particularly bad.
Oh. I have to go look at February now.
Oh, I need to switch the month. I'm behind.
Oh dear.
I'm behind on the one on the wall in the kitchen too. Guys, I have 3 freaking calendars. That's just plain old day calendars. I've got a desktop, I got one in the kitchen, I got one in the bedroom. At some point, I'm going to start forgetting. I got a lot of calendars last year. I've used them all. Oof. Alright, that's it. That's my wool gathering.
Alright, well, let's quickly wrap up some events, and then we're done.
Woohoo! We really only have the one thing on the go. 2 things on the go.
We have our Year of the Sock, which we are failing miserably at.
Oh yeah.
Knit 1 pair of adult socks every month of the year. I think I've done...
I don't even know anymore.
5, and 2 of those pairs are not done yet. I think this, and I need to do a sock for another pair, and I think that makes 5. Anyway, you guys are all doing awesome. Keep showing us up. We love it. Post your finished socks in the appropriate monthly finished object thread on our Ravelry group.
Did we say if Christmas socks count? Like if you knit a pair of stockings for your fireplace, would that count?
I don't know. Are they for an adult?
Yes. Why would I make kid-sized Christmas stockings?
Then I think it counts.
Oh, guys, I'm making stockings next month. And I'm making 2.
Okay.
You can crochet or knit them, but they do have to be adult-sized.
Yes. And if you have small adult-sized feet, you're just lucky. Anyway, and then...
I do not have small adult-sized feet.
Oh.
You're... What are you... Oh, yeah, 2 at a time. It
2
happens.
at a time socks. My yarn is very twisty. Anyway, and then at the end of December, we will actually close all of those threads, maybe, and draw some prizes.
In January.
Yep.
For the people who are waiting on prizes, you guys, they were put in the mail. They're sitting in distribution centers. Nowhere near you guys. So I apparently did not get lucky.
No, we have...
This time around, we have a rotating...
Postal strike?
Postal strike, and some stuff is being held up and some stuff isn't. Which is fine. I still don't have a hydro bill for this month, but my phone bill showed up, so...
Well, you know, that's good.
And I know some people haven't had much in the way of trouble, and I mean, I managed to get a package off to my mom, but it is hit or miss, and unfortunately it looks like the last... One of the 3 packages I put in the mail made it through fine. The other 2 have been held up. So they will get to you when they get to you. My tracking bar says they're sitting in distribution centers. They're just not going anywhere right now, so...
Yeah.
I am at the mercy of a labor dispute, and it is getting really complicated. I wish they would just mediate it properly.
Well, didn't they legislate some back to work thing that everybody's all upset about now?
They were pushing it through this week. Said the day 6 on CBC. No, the House this week on CBC, which is one of the political programs I listen to. But the last time they legislated back to work, the union took it to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court said that that was not constitutional.
So it's just going to be hugely messy, especially going
Hugely
into
mess.
Christmas.
It is. Though I give them kudos for going in this close to Christmas, because it's the only way this stuff would be paid attention to. And they're
Also true.
asking for equality for women and safer working environments.
Which is all perfectly reasonable.
I don't see... I'm not sure about wages, but I'm not up to date on the wage thing, so like I'm the wrong person to ask. But I think the equality for women in wages, like they're paid the same as men, then that's just how that works, period, I think is a thing that should happen. And I think safer working conditions are perfectly legitimate reasons to have problems when you have a union-based working environment.
Yep. So it's all perfectly valid stuff, and so we all just have to take a deep breath and be patient.
It'll get to you when it gets to you, and I'm sorry it's taken this long. It's out of my hands now, and I'm hoping it's soon, guys. That's all I can do for you. Other than go, ha 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 ha. Christmas letter should go in the mail this week.
Uh-huh.
And they didn't, so my Christmas letters might be late this year, that's fine.
Yeah, well, nothing you can do about it.
No, and none of the people I know are going to be overly upset about it either.
Anyway, in happier things, other stuff that's
Hey,
going on.
I'm done this stripe.
The Knitmore Girls Grinch-along will be starting on December 1st.
Yeah.
Which means no more knitting Christmas presents for this year.
Mm-hmm.
You can only knit for yourself or knit things for not Christmas this year. So that you can fill your holiday time with a lack of stress and do all of the lovely, joyful holiday things like baking and caroling and snow angels and whatever it is that brings joy to your Grinchy heart and makes it grow 3 sizes. So we will both be participating in that.
I do every year. It's great fun.
I'm so excited I'm actually going to participate this year because I chose not to knit any presents. I'm working on a secret Knit Club present that I can't talk about on the podcast because I know at least one member of Knit Club watches. 2 members while I podcast.
I'm sitting right here.
One other member, you already know what I'm making. You were there when I bought the stuff. So I bought the rest of the stuff today.
It's true, I do.
But I can't talk about that.
Ooh, this
Until I'm
pocket's
done.
gonna go into the hot pink color.
So that's the Grinch-along. And what else? Oh, there's the other Knitmore Girls thing is the hashtag Choose Your Own Adventure Cal,
Which you're also participating in.
which I'm also participating in. You'll note the absence of the flax sweater this week. I was really excited about getting the exploration station done, so the flax is languishing.
You know what? It's really good for you to get that exploration station one done.
Yeah.
Because you've been lamenting that you haven't been finishing things, so.
So I'm really excited to get things done. There anything else?
Nope.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh, and our podcast anniversary announcement will happen December the 1st.
yes. It'll be posted on written platforms on the 1st, and then we record on the 2nd. Because even though I think December starts on Sunday, it doesn't. It starts on Saturday. It's just my brain, guys.
And the official knit-along, so the announcement will be on December 1st, so you can get all your stuff together.
Yep. Official
And-
knit-along starts on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
This technically counts for the Cozy Up Knits Christmas Sweater Challenge. If I get it done before December the 1st, I can enter it, and it also counts for NaNoSwimo.
Ooh, nice.
So, because I'm over 50,000 stitches at my size, no matter if I choose to knit or crochet the thing.
Sweet.
So, I technically might be able to enter, well, not enter it, it's just, can you knit a sweater in a month? And I'm proving that I can. It's a crochet, but close enough in my mind. It's still work. It's still just
You
as
turn
much
string
work.
into a sweater with sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, I just use 1 instead of 2, so that's fine. So I'm going to talk to the girls at Cozy Up and see if the crochet cardigan counts as well, and if it does, I will enter it into that. So I will ask, because technically it is not a knitting for a knit-along, but they've generally been open to it before. We definitely are.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, for our knit-alongs, if they're not specified to a designer and you want to crochet with us, absolutely. It's just as valid of a hobby as everything else. So,
I do believe that is all events. If we've missed any, they will be in the show notes.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good way of doing that.
We've talked about all the active ones anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, until then, I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't forget to knit.
I'm stopping at the stripe and I'm putting it on so you